Hello sports fans, it is Tuesday, April the 9th, 2013, and as usual, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Let's put a bow on our national championship game last night where the Louisville Cardinals beat the Michigan Wolverines 82-76 in front of almost 75,000 in the Georgia Dome. A very well played game. I thought both teams really played well. They left it all on the court. The officiating wasn't good. The refs did not have a good game at all. I thought the refereeing was terrible in last night's game, but the level of play, very good. Both sides really were battling it out. Louisville gets the job done, and they win their first national championship since the 80s. It's funny, the first half, Michigan had things going their way. They're up 12, Albright on absolute fire, could not miss. Michigan's up 12, even though Burke has 2 fouls and is sitting on the bench most of the first half. You figure Michigan's going to have a nice lead at halftime. There's a couple minutes to go in the half, and this is where I think the game turned. From there, Luke Hancock for Louisville gets on absolute fire, hits like 4 3-pointers in a row, and the Michigan lead, which was 12, is only 1 at the half. That stabilized the game for Louisville. We get to the second half, and Bohannon really set the stage for Louisville. His inside presence was amazing, battling for rebounds, muscling up shots, pushing guys around. He set the tone for the second half. He had a huge second half. Throw in Seaver, who was tremendous in the second half. A little Dang with a few jumpers, a few baskets. Louisville dominated the paint in the second half, and Louisville pulls away at the end, and they win by 6. Rick Pitino becomes the first coach to win a national title at 2 different schools. Remember, he won at Kentucky. Now he wins at Louisville. Louisville, of course, dedicates the game to Ware, their fallen compadre who went out with a broken leg last week. He was on the sidelines. He looked ecstatic. He was on crutches. Happy to see him with a big smile on his face. Louisville, without a doubt, the best team in college basketball this year. I was really impressed the way Michigan battled. They played really, really well last night. Played at a very, very high level. Back to the officials. I thought the officiating was atrocious last night right from the start. There was an obvious goaltending on Louisville early in the game. They missed that. There was a kick ball. They didn't call that. The second foul on Burke was a disgrace. Burke had to sit most of the first half because he got a second foul on a 3-point shot by Louisville. Was not a foul on Burke at all. I mean, he completely got out of the way of the Louisville player. I think it was Hancock, and Hancock, leaned into him to draw the foul. Terrible call there. The refereeing, I thought, was atrocious last night. And I don't like to get on the refs. I mean, it's a very hard job. I mean, especially in a back-and-forth game like basketball. Very hard job. I thought the refereeing was atrocious, but I thought the level of play on both sides very, very good. Louisville played well. Michigan played well. Played on a very high level. Rick Pitino also got into the Hall of Fame yesterday. How about a double dip for Rick Pitino yesterday? Gets into the Hall of Fame, then wins a national title. Does it get any better than that? Michigan played well. They had a great tournament. They had that big win against Kansas, that comeback where they were down 12, with just 3 minutes to go. Their freshmen played like seniors. I really like Burke. I like Michigan's team. Beeline is an underrated coach. Michigan did a tremendous job in this tournament, but it's Louisville's day. Louisville is the national champions. They were the best team this year. I thought they would win it. They did. Congratulations to Louisville and their great fans. Their fans are some of the best fans in all of college basketball. I mean, the state of Kentucky is like college basketball crazy. Louisville, tremendous fan base. And how about the fans overall? 75,000 in the Georgia Dome. Usually when they play these title games in these domes, they partition it off. They only use half the dome. They put the court right in the middle of the field, and they had all the seats available, for sale, and they sold all of them. Almost 75,000 were in the Georgia Dome. That's a record for college basketball. Tremendous job by both fan bases, Louisville and Michigan, and give the city of Atlanta credit for coming out as well. I thought the championship was a very exciting game. I thought both teams played well. I thought Louisville was the better team. I thought the crowd was tremendous. Only thing I didn't like about the game, the officiating was atrocious. But once again, Congratulations to the Louisville Cardinals. They are your national champions. I'll tell you, it's not going to be easy leaving college basketball behind. The Final Four has become a tremendous event. It's almost like the Super Bowl in a lot of ways. Just a tremendous event, the Final Four. I will miss the tournament. Anyone that does not like the NCAA tournament just does not like basketball. I mean, you have to love the tournament, the drama, the Wichita States getting to the Final Four, some of the comebacks, the one-and-done format. Just a tremendous tournament. I will miss college basketball. Congratulations to Rick Pitino and the Louisville Cardinals. They are your national champions. Also, some scores of note from last night. There was no NBA last night. Over to your NHL. Toronto beat the Rangers. Toronto, it looks like they're going to make the playoffs. Rangers, still battling for that 8th spot. Vancouver beat Phoenix. Vancouver is on fire. They look like they're going to win their division. And Schneider playing out of sight in goal. Boston polishes off Carolina. Carolina's all but done. Major League Baseball yesterday. Boston beat Baltimore. Yankees beat Cleveland. Braves win again. They beat Miami. Jay Upton, another homer. What else is new? Reds beat St. Louis with a 9-run ninth, so the Reds win there. Texas beats Tampa Bay. Horrible call to end that game. It was ball 4 on the Tampa Bay batter. He's basically running to first base, and the ref punches him out, says it was a strike. The ball is about 50 feet outside and low. Terrible way to end a baseball game. The manager, Madden for Tampa Bay, went absolutely crazy, and rightfully so. One of the worst calls I've ever seen in a baseball game. The Mets beat the Phillies. What in the world's going on with the Phillies? 2-5, and Halladay not good again. I don't like what I see from Halladay or the Phillies early. Mets off to a surprising 5-2 start. Don't count on that lasting. Okay, without further ado, let's go to our NHL State of the Union, and we are really getting down to the nitty-gritty in the NHL. Teams fighting for the 8th spot, battling for divisions. The time is now. We are running out of time. Let's start in the NHL West. We're going to go 15-1. A little synopsis of each team. Number 15, Colorado. They're 12-22-5. They have 29 points. They're 2-12 in their last 14. They basically quit Colorado. Number 14, Calgary. They are 14-20-4. They have 32 points. They also are 2-9 in their last 11. They've lost 8-2 to Edmonton. They also quit. Calgary and Colorado have quit. Number 13, Nashville. 15-17-8. 38 points. They've lost 3 in a row. They are done. Number 12, Columbus. 16-16-7. 39 points. They've lost 3 straight. They were playing well there for a while, but they are now fading. Number 11, Edmonton, 16-16-7, 39 points. They've won 5 of 7. They're up and down Edmonton the whole year. That's why they're at 500. They win 5, they lose 5, they win 3, they lose 3, up and down, no consistency. Number 10, Dallas, 18-17-3, 39 points. They beat San Jose. They have an outside chance of the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make it, though. Number 9, Phoenix, 17-16-6, 40 points. They had won 3 in a row. They won 3 road games. They won 3 in a row. They have 3 road games this week, and they're 3 points out of a playoff spot. So 3's all over the board for Phoenix. Won 3 in a row, have 3 road games this week, and 3 points out of a playoff spot. Those would be your teams out of the playoffs right now. Here are your top 8. Number 8, Detroit. 19-15-5, 43 points. Detroit hanging on to the 8th spot. We're used to Detroit at the top of the conference. They're hanging on to the 8th spot. 21 goals scored in like the last how many games for Detroit? Like 12 games, hanging on to the 8th spot. Detroit, like 21st in the league in goals scored, doing a terrible job putting the puck in the net. Detroit, they are hanging on to the 8th spot right now. Number 7, St. Louis, 21-14-2. 44 points. They've won 4 straight. St. Louis is playing a lot better. Number 6, Minnesota. They're 22-14-2, 46 points. They're blowing the division of Vancouver. They had taken the division lead about a week or so ago. Vancouver's on fire. Minnesota's still playing decently. It looks like Vancouver's going to get that division, though. Number 5, San Jose, 20-11-7, 47 points, 8-1-1 last 10, playing tremendous hockey, but I don't trust San Jose in the playoffs. Number 4, LA, 22-13-4, 48 points. They're trying to get up to the 4th seed, which they are right now. That would mean home ice in the first round. We'll see if they can do it. Number 3, Vancouver, 22-11-6, 50 points, 9-2 last 11. Schneider on fire. Forget Luongo in goal. Luongo will be on the bench. Schneider's on fire. Vancouver on fire. Remember, Vancouver's let you down in the playoffs as well. Right now they're playing tremendous hockey. Number 2, Anaheim, 27-8-5, 59 points. Big win over the Kings over the weekend. Anaheim, to me, is still the story of the NHL. Very surprising that they're this good. 4 deep lines. Number 1, Chicago, 25-5-4, 62 points. To me, they're the best team in hockey right now. Obviously, after their big winning streak, they haven't been playing as well, but still, 29-5-4, 62 points. Amazing job by the Blackhawks. I think they're the best team in hockey as of right now. Over to your NHL East we go. Number 15, Florida, 13-20-6, 32 points. They're a bad team, worse than the East, but they have not quit. They're playing hard. That's more than I could say for Calgary on the other side and Colorado. At least Florida is trying. Number 14, Tampa Bay, 16-20-2, 34 points. Blew the game to Washington the other night. Tampa Bay is done. Number 13, Carolina, 16-20-2, 34 points. 1-11 in their last 12. Can't score, can't defend, too many injuries. Carolina, Anaheim's a surprise in a positive way. Carolina is a shock that they're this bad. I thought Carolina was going to be a good team. I thought they'd be a surprise team. Now, injuries have killed them, but still, 1-11 last 12. Can't score, can't defend. Very disastrous season for Carolina. Number 12, Philadelphia, 17-18-3, 37 points. Blew a chance when they lost to Winnipeg. They were starting to rally, get back in the playoff picture. They lost to Winnipeg. Now they're sliding out again. Number 11, Buffalo, 16-17-6, 38 points. They won 3 in a row, but the problem with Buffalo, they need to jump about 3 teams to get into the playoffs, and they're not consistent. I don't think they can do it. Number 10, Winnipeg, 19-19-2, 40 points. Big 6-game homestand coming up. Believe it or not, Washington has now jumped them for the division. Winnipeg is now out of the playoffs. I mean, it looked like they were going to make the playoffs with ease. Washington caught fire, jumped them in the division. Right now, Winnipeg out of the playoffs. 6-game homestand. Now, Winnipeg's got great fans. They haven't been playing well at home. That's very strange. We'll see if they can pick it up this week. Number 9, New Jersey, 15-14-10. Believe it or not, they have 10 overtime losses. 40 points. They've lost 7 in a row. Only 12 goals scored in 7 games. I mean, you're wondering why New Jersey's losing? 12 goals scored in 7 games. That's not going to get it done. Right now, New Jersey out of the playoffs. Those would be your teams out of the playoffs right now. Here are your top 8. Number 8, the Islanders, 19-16-4, 42 points. 6-1-1 last 8 games, playing really nice hockey, the Islanders. Big week for the Islanders. Flyers, Bruins, Rangers. Very big week for the Islanders. Number 7, the Rangers, 19-16-4, 42 points. They were playing better until they lost to Toronto. I still think they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, they still got to find a way to put the puck in the net, the Rangers. Number 6, Ottawa, 19-13-6, 44 points. They've lost 4 in a row. They're finally sliding. I was wondering how Ottawa was playing so well for so long without their top guys in the lineup, and when they were going to start to slide. Well, they're sliding now. Number 5, Toronto, 22-13-4, 48 points. I mean, Toronto looks like they are playoff bound. Very surprising Toronto's this good this year. They are definitely making the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Number 4, Boston, 25-9-4, 54 points. Trouble beating the elite teams. I like Boston. I think they're big, they're nasty, they're physical. One of the best teams in the East. Gotta beat the elite teams. Number 3, Washington, 20-17-2, 42 points. They are now leading the division. That's why they're in the 3rd slot here, even though they have less points than some other teams. They get the 3rd slot because they're leading the division. 8-1-1 their last 10. They have now taken over Winnipeg for the division lead. Ovechkin playing well. I and everyone else had kicked dirt on Washington a couple weeks ago. They have rallied. They have finally responded, playing tremendous hockey up to the 3 position. Hard to believe. Number 2, Montreal, 25-8-5, 55 points. Big win over Boston. Montreal playing great hockey this year. Really, really nice hockey, Montreal. Number 1, Pittsburgh, 29-10-0. They've not lost an overtime game this year. It's a very strange record, 29-10-0. 58 points. Penguins got to just get everyone healthy. Crosby, Letang, Martin, get them all healthy, get them ready for the playoffs. Penguins, a definite cup contender as long as they get everyone healthy. Crosby looks like he will be back soon. So that is kind of where you are in the NHL, and it is getting down to the nitty-gritty time in the NHL. Got to make your move now. As far as tonight, Tuesday, what to watch, we have our women's college basketball championship game, which will be UConn against Louisville. Very interesting matchup. Louisville trying to win in both men's and women's college basketball. This is an 8:30 Eastern time start. By the way, last night's game, way too late. By the time they started the game on the East Coast, it was 9:30. By the time they wrapped it up, it was midnight. Way too late on a Monday night. Way, way too late. I know it has all to do about ratings. I mean, they're not, favoring the West Coast or the East Coast. Has to do with ratings. Me being on the East Coast, I want to see these games start early. I'm sorry. 12 o'clock, and I'm a night person. 12 o'clock to end these games, way too late. A lot of people I know couldn't even make it. They fell asleep. Way too late on the East Coast to end these games at 12 o'clock on a Monday. Tonight's game will be a little earlier. If you're looking for some women's college basketball, they start at 8:30 on the East Coast. UConn and Louisville, I got to go with UConn and Gino Auriemma. It's not one of their best UConn teams, but they're still there. They still beat Notre Dame. I think UConn gets it done tonight. Also tonight in your NBA, Washington and the Knicks. We'll see if the Knicks can continue their winning ways. Oklahoma City, Utah, huge game. Oklahoma City, a game behind the Spurs for the top spot in the West, and Utah just ahead of the Lakers for the 8th seed. Utah would show me a lot if they can win this game. Knowing Utah, they'll get blown out at home by Oklahoma City. And New Orleans at the Lakers. Lakers got to get the job done. Lakers can't afford any slip-ups. They should polish off New Orleans tonight at the Staples Center. As far as your NHL tonight, Philly at the Islanders, very important game. Washington, Montreal, very important game for Washington. Very nice game. And Chicago at Minnesota, very interesting game. As far as some of your Major League Baseball, now remember, you're going to have baseball just about every night for the next 6 months. Couple of games to highlight tonight. You got Toronto, Detroit, White Sox, Washington, Tampa, Texas, Cincinnati, St. Louis. You got Oakland and the Angels, very nice series. Colorado, San Francisco. You got the Yankees, Cleveland, and the Mets against Philadelphia. So you got some stuff to watch tonight. You have your women's college basketball championship game. You got a little NBA. You got some Major League Baseball. You got some hockey tonight. You have some stuff to watch. So there you go. You guys are all caught up. You guys, thanks for tuning in today. You guys stay safe. Enjoy the games tonight. Tomorrow we're going to do our recap of what went on tonight. Plus we'll do our NBA State of the Union. Thursday we'll do our Major League Baseball State of the Union, the first one of those for the year. Friday we'll preview what's coming up over the weekend. I'll throw in some movies for you as well. I caught a couple movies over the weekend. So we'll do all that as the week progresses. You guys, once again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support. Stay safe. Enjoy the games tonight. And I will talk to you tomorrow, Wednesday. Take care.